Hiya, hiya. I'm in New York. I went to the memorial service for 9/11 on 9/11, 2018. It's a long time, but it still feels the same. It's very sad, dreadful, and no, there's no closure. Can't be. A couple of friends of mine were lost in the towers, and we have no real understanding of what happened to them except for their great souls, which in my religion I hope are in heaven. Anyway, I think this is a good time to tell you that we're not having a hurricane in New York. We're having election day. That's different. What is it? Not erection. I said election. This is a Mario Cuomo moment. This is unbelievable that we have primaries. You know, we have every day's an election day in this country anymore. Every day they take a poll. Every day they have judgments. You know, people are sitting there all the time wondering who's going to do what and why and how and can we vote on it. The only thing I could tell you is that I am not a registered Democrat. I am not a registered Republican. I'm not a registered sex offender, which is also good news. There's a lot of people in office that ought to really come up with that one. Anyhow, I'm dealing with my addictions, which are to get the media to change a little bit. I was watching Bob Woodward on television trying to tell us that we have a bad leadership. I says, oh, okay. I try to stay out of politics, but Bob Woodward tries to keep me in politics all the time. I always got to be worried about what's going on with everybody in politics. The only politics that I ever cared about was my mother saying to me, "Wait till your father gets home." That was the all-time ultimate threat. That was the nuclear threat, and my mother would hang that over my head all day long, which was her. What do they call it? Her enrichment program. That's. Did I tell you why North Korea is mad? I think I have. That they're mad because they don't have Samsung. That's the only thing. You know, I mean, if they have Samsung and they had an economy, it's always all about the money. You know, I mean, everybody's about the money anymore. It's the only thing that seems to drive everybody. You know, when they see that the economy is good, then everything has to stay the same. I don't know how the economy can be good when you don't gamble. You got to gamble when you play the market. And companies that you work for play the market, and funds play the market, unions. Everybody's in the game, and it seems like I'm thinking, if they're all in the investment game, why don't we all just learn about money in school? Why don't they teach us that in elementary school? And why don't we learn that in high school? And why don't we all get a master's degree in money? I mean, if that's what we're going to be all about. But of course, you know, I'm a poverty guy. I was raised by the Franciscans. And St. Francis, who believed that, well, he believes a lot of things, in obedience and poverty, and what else was there? Poverty and obedience. Oh yeah, he believed in no sex with the nuns or little altar boys. It was poverty, chastity. Remember chastity? Not just Cher's daughter, son, but really a wonderful thing to have. Chastity, remember that? And obedience, wow, what's that? And poverty, well, I don't know if I like that one. St. Francis did not live off of food stamps, I'll tell you that much. But he did go begging. You know, you got to go door to door. And, you know, in the earlier days in Harlem, they used to have rent parties where people would actually hold a party for the other people in the building who couldn't pay the rent. And they would come up with the money. It's community, see, common unity. Everybody got together, and that's what we all did. We all took care of each other. Because if you didn't take care of each other, the house would fall. A house divided cannot stand. Gee, what a nice house this is. I hope they don't divide it. I think Washington ought to learn from that, don't you? It's Joey Reynolds Rap.